Hey, what's up guys? MGH here. Welcome back to my Arsenal career mode. We are officially in January 2020. How mad does that sound? 2020. This is the kind of year when I was back in school. Everyone was like, oh, we're going to be in floating cars in 2020. We're going to have a cure for cancer in 2020. It's like 1 year away. It's mental. It really is. But we are here, and January, of course, means the transfer window is open. We've got a game against Newcastle coming up, although I'm thinking because it's a home game, and I know what you guys are going to say, oh, don't simulate games, but I did say at the start of the season, maybe once or twice here and there, I might simulate a game because I'm actually pretty excited. We've got some transfer targets. Now, I asked you guys at the end of the last episode when I showed you my budget that I've got quite a lot of money, that I don't really know if there's anyone I want to sign. So I left it down to you, and the suggestions were, some were awful, some were absolutely brilliant. There were one or two that really interested me, or intrigued me, I should say. So we've got a striker that we're going to be looking at, but actually I think more of a winger. Not that we need a winger. He can play in all of the positions. You probably kind of know who I'm talking about. Spanish, starts with Inaki, ends in Williams. We'll be looking at him, and then also the goalkeeping position. So there's one player that there was a comment, had a lot of thumbs up, and it was, why did we sell this guy? Try and buy him back. So that, of course, is Chesney. The other option was Pope. A lot of people said, why not go for Pope? He was incredible against us when we played against Burnley recently, so could be an option. But a lot of people said, why don't you bring back Chesney? I am of the opinion that selling Chesney is one of the worst decisions we've made as a club, or Arsene Wenger made while he was here in recent memory, because he's turned out to be a really solid goalkeeper. And we always knew it was in him. He was very mistake prone when we had him. He made a lot of mistakes, but he was young. And now he's blossomed, hasn't he? Especially under the tutor of Buffon recently. But I would love to bring Chesney back almost as a first team goalkeeper, because Leno, although he's been great, there has been some goals recently where I'm thinking maybe a better goalkeeper would have saved that. Even though I think Leno is a higher rating. But let's see what we can do with Chesney. He won't be cheap. But he won't be massively expensive, I don't think. And I think it could be really nice to have him back in the squad. So Pope will be the backup. But Inaki Williams, I don't even think I can... No, I can. I can make an offer. This was something I needed to check, so I thought I would do it with you guys. He recently joined, I thought, anyway, at the beginning of this season. So I thought I wasn't going to be able to sign him. So I would have just said, let's try next year. But it seems we can. Now, my thoughts about Williams are that if I go into my squad here, you'll probably notice straight away I don't need him. Of course I don't. But Iwobi isn't typically very usable in FIFA compared to most wingers. He's much better in this year's game because it's absolutely not all about pace. For the first time in a long time, it genuinely feels that way. So you can use Iwobi, and he's been getting me goals. He got 2 in the last episode, I think it was. And I really like him, but if you get a chance to improve on an 81 rated backup to an 83 rated backup and can play in all positions up front, it does make sense to try and do it. So the idea here is, because I only want to have this many players, I don't need more squad players, I'm going to sell either Monreal or Mavropanos. Mavropanos is not growing quickly enough. I've got Mustafi and Holding as backup, so don't really need him. So we'll be letting him go if Monreal doesn't go. Monreal will be the player that I want to sell. He's worth more. He's got higher wages, although money isn't an issue. I'm not using him anymore. We've got Mendy as backup, and of course Kolasinac is brilliant. So that's the plan. So we're going to sell Monreal or Mavropanos. That frees up space for Inaki Williams. And then Inaki Williams will go on the bench, and Iwobi will go on the reserves, which is pretty mental just saying it. So that's the plan anyway. It's the transfer window. I want to have some fun with the team. I want to bring in new players quite often. It freshens things up. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. We're going to start off with Chesney. His value is 26.5 million. So we'll see if they can go to around 30. I'm guessing they're going to want at least 35. So we'll see what we can do here. We're going to offer a player swap and include Ospina in the deal. They are intrigued. You can see they've offered a transfer sum, and it's going to be 31 million plus 30 plus 5.5. So around what I said, around that 35 million mark is what they're looking for. So we're going to go ahead and counter. We're going to bring this down to... I'm going to try 26.5. Hopefully that's not enough, or not little enough to alienate them here. And they really do want to stick towards that area of 31-ish. Let's try 30 on the dot. 30 million plus Ospina. And that has been accepted. Okay, so we're looking at 35.5 million to get Chesney back. And don't forget, goalkeepers last longer in football. They can go all the way up to 40. You know, Buffon, still one of the best in the world. So he won't go downhill anytime soon, which is really good. Now we move over to Inaki Williams, who, for me, one of the best FIFA players there is. There isn't many better. He reminds me of Aubameyang. So I was talking about how Aubameyang is going to be 31 soon. If we're planning on doing another 2-3 seasons with Arsenal, which I don't know, maybe another 2, maybe another 1 after this, depending on how we do in the Champions League. But I'm thinking in the future, he is the next Aubameyang for us. I don't think Lacazette is quite my style of striker. I like Lacazette with someone else. With Inaki Williams, it could be a dream partnership as well. So 30 million. It looks like we're going to have to offer between 31 and 41. So we've got a rough estimate here. I'm going to try and offer Monreal. Let's see. It just simplifies things. It means I don't have to sell him. But I doubt they'll be interested in Monreal. So we'll go ahead and try. If not, we can always try Mavropanos. No, they're not interested in Monreal. You can just tell when the window, the little box appears underneath that says transfer fee, I think it says normally. Let's offer another position. It's strikers and midfielders only, so that's not going to work. We'll go ahead and offer a transfer fee. I've got 150 million to spend, so this really isn't a big deal. We're going to go with... I think we'll go in with a solid kind of midway offer. I'm going to go in with 34.5. Let's see if they'll take that. No, they will not. 46.9. I wonder how much they paid for him. I'm guessing it's probably around the 40 mark. So they're going to get themselves a little bit of profit here. Let's go back in with 41.5, maybe. I think they'll do that. And no, they won't. Okay. 45 maybe. I'm pushing it a little bit here when I really don't need to. But come on, I'm always going to negotiate. You guys know me. 45 million. It's a fair offer. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy to pay that. I don't think that's too expensive for a really, really good player. We're going to go ahead and delegate these wages because it does save you a lot of money. So he is on 110,000, Chesney. So we'll go ahead and delegate and offer 110. Why not? As a minimum. And then Williams, we'll have to go up a little bit because he's young. He's still got growth in him, whereas Chesney doesn't. So around 80, I would say. Maybe we'll try a little bit more just to play it safe. We'll go 85. Reduce this a little bit. I'm not paying 170k a week for him. That's crazy amount. So that's that done. We'll go ahead and simulate this game against Newcastle now. Should I use the second team? Who's the next game? Let's just double check. Newcastle again in the FA Cup. So we'll be simulating both these games. You guys know I'm not going to be playing the FA Cup unless we get towards the semis, the final. I guess we'll use second team in the Premier League. No, we'll use the first team in the Premier League, seeing as we are still trying to keep up with Tottenham and Everton. So here we go. Let's simulate this game with our first team. They've won their last 2, drawn against Wolves as well. And a 1-1 draw. Not quite what I wanted. That's a little bit frustrating. Draxler saved us a point there, scoring with 3 minutes left on the clock. So that makes things a little bit more interesting. That will make it even closer in the Premier League race. We get a transfer offer here for Smith Rowe, which we're going to go ahead and block. I've been enjoying using him recently. And the Arsenal board asking about 3 players, Welbeck, Ospina and Ramsey. We're not really concerned about those kind of emails, I'm afraid. You can't threaten me. So now we switch over to the second team and we sim against Newcastle. I've got a bad feeling about this, but to be fair, if I'm honest, I don't really care about the League Cup or the FA Cup so much. And we get a 2-1 win. So there you go. Even though I wasn't too bothered about this result, it does mean we go through. We will have more FA Cup fixtures coming up. Now I'm going to show you who we've got in the Champions League, as Aubameyang gets December Player of the Month, well deserved. So we made it through our group stages. Oh, and by the way, Spurs dropped points by the looks of it, so wasn't even too bad getting a draw against Newcastle. So we're into the knockout stages of the Champions League. Let's see who we will be playing against. Atletico Madrid. Wow. Well, that's lovely, isn't it? It just had to give us one of the strongest sides in the game. Defensively, they're going to be very difficult to break down. Hopefully, we'll have Inaki Williams by then so we can really rotate the squad because we've got a lot of big games around there. Chelsea again, Manchester United again, Watford. It's literally the same games all in a row pretty much, isn't it? We had a run just like this in December. Look, Burnley, Chelsea, Man United, Watford. Yeah, okay, well, let's see if we can get these signings done. We've got Chesney. He has accepted 115,000 per week, so that's great news. He is a brand new signing. He is going to be our... Was he just given the number 1 shirt? Because that's not right. No, we've got Leno. Good. We're going to go ahead and put Chesney as the number 13. I think that's fair enough. That's what Ospina was. Brand new signing. He improves the squad. There's no doubt about it. Every now and again when I do change goalkeeper, we've got someone just as good, if not even better than Leno. So that's done. We've got training now, so we can go ahead and do this. Mukiele doing well there, but Maitland-Niles is now officially a 77 rated winger. Really, really happy about that. Let's go ahead and advance here. Hopefully, we get the deal done here. And there you go. Transfer offer accepted, and we get an offer here from Villarreal for Monreal. That is actually a very realistic offer. I'm going to take that just because of it. Don't care about the money. I would like to see him back in Spain. So Monreal has been an absolute servant for us, an absolute legend. So let's see if that deal goes through or not. And that means I'm going to block offers on Mavropanos. We'll go ahead and keep him for now. And let's go ahead and accept Williams into the team. Boom. There we go. So these are the signings I've made this year. Mendy, Weiser, Gnabry, Mukiele, Dembele, Chesney and Williams. A real mix of players there, all different kinds of positions. And that's what's so great about career mode, just completely changing your squad like that. So let's go ahead and see if Monreal goes. Another transfer offer, Sporting. It's practically the same amount of money. I'll accept it anyway in case the Villarreal deal goes kaput. Was it Villarreal or was it... I'm pretty sure it wasn't Valencia, was it? Let's see if he goes, though. I think he's gone as we approach West Ham. Oh, no! Both deals broke through. Benfica now are trying. Maybe his wages are just too high, or maybe he just doesn't want to leave. It could be he's retiring at the end of the season. So it may not be as simple as we thought. I'm going to go ahead and check that right now if we go into the squad hub. So left back, let's check. We've got Monreal. Doesn't say anything about him wanting to retire at the end of the season. But anyway, while I'm in this squad hub, I want to go ahead and do a squad report. I often forget to do this. I used to do it every single window. Every window without fail in my career modes. But since they removed that feature where you could easily see your squad report, I just keep forgetting to do it. So we're going to go ahead and do this now. You go over to attributes and then we can go through all the players. So Leno and Chesney have stayed the same there. Weiser has actually gone up by 1. And what we'll do is we'll look at some of the stats as well. I should tell you there's not going to be any gameplay in this episode. I knew that going into this. That's why I've simulated the Newcastle games. Because I've got to run soon and I'm running out of time today to record, so apologies for that. So I'm going to go into some stats, so it's not just a 5-minute video for you guys. But Weiser has gone up by 1. I'm really pleased with him. He's a really good backup to Bellerin, who's also gone up by 1. Captain of the club, of course, at the moment. Mustafi has stayed the same, no surprise there, but Holding's gone up by 1, as has Kimpembe, who's one of the best defenders I've ever used. And he's getting a new face, by the way. He's having his official face put into the next patch, I guess. That would be really nice. Hopefully I'm still playing with this team by then, so I can actually use his face. That sounds so wrong. Mavropanos has gone up by 1. Socrates has stayed the same. Mukiele's gone up by 3. Love this guy, by the way. I mean, if he had an ultimate team card, as of right now, as an 81 rated player, 83 pace combined with 81 defending, 77 physical. I mean, it's not bad, is it, for a 22-year-old? Mendy's gone up by 1, despite having that lengthy injury. Kolasinac up by 1 as well. I am a little bit disappointed with Kolasinac in FIFA 19. He was incredible in FIFA 18. I've said it a few times. He got the most assists in my career mode, I think. And he felt just unbelievable in that game. This game, I'm not convinced. I actually think I prefer Mendy. But anyway, Monreal has gone down by 1. He is 33, so that's to be expected. Ramsey, who's in great form at the moment, has stayed 83. Draxler's up to 86, gone up by 1. Torreira's gone up by 2. And quickly, about Torreira, you know when I started this career mode, I said, should I upgrade these players, including Torreira and a couple of the youngsters? A few people got angry when I did it and said, Torreira 80 rated, no chance, he doesn't deserve that. And then within 1 week, he was upgraded by 2 to 80 rated in career mode. So, turns out I got it right. Aouar's gone up by 1 as well. Guendouzi hasn't gone up this season. That's a little bit interesting. I didn't get the latest update with Guendouzi when they upped his potential. So, it might genuinely be he's only going to get to 79, 80 rated. But still, really good player. Xhaka up by 1 there. Maitland-Niles up by 3. I mean, he makes up for Guendouzi's lack of growth. We've got 2 very similar rated players there. Iwobi's gone up by 2. Gnabry's up by 1. Mesut Ozil's gone down by 1, which is it's a little bit worrying because he is 31. He might end 84, 83 rated even at the end of this season. So maybe we need to replace him at some point. Irreplaceable, though. Dembele's gone up by 1. Nelson up by 4. Nketiah's gone up by 2. Lacazette, Williams just joined. Aubameyang have stayed the same. Smith Rowe up by 2. And Welbeck has stayed the same as well. So let's take a look at stats. We're going to go ahead and go right to the top here. We're going to see who's played the most games. Who's got the most goals. So appearances. I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say it's maybe Aouar or Leno. It's Leno. I thought it'd be Aouar. Actually, turns out I don't play him as much as I thought. But Leno is the guy with the most appearances. He plays pretty much every game. He's that good. Kimpembe with 27 there. Goals-wise, it has to be Aubameyang, doesn't it? It is indeed. Draxler with 9. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Dembele's got 8. Gnabry's got 6. And then we've got a bunch of players on 4 here. Iwobi, Ramsey, Aouar. Assists, it looks like it's going to be Gnabry, I guess. It is equal with Aouar there with 7. Lacazette with 6 and Aubameyang with 5. He's probably been our best player so far this season. And then clean sheets doesn't really mean too much. But if we look at a combination of goals and assists, you're looking at Aubameyang with 15 there in 26 appearances. Very, very good. Average rating-wise, he's got... It's difficult to see there. I think you can look at it better in your office or in your season, I think it might be. Yeah, there you go. Team stats. Let's go over and have a look at this. So we've got the average rating here. Dembele is top with an average rating of... It says 79, but that means 7.9. It's out of 10, in this case, out of 100. So he's played 10 games, got 6 goals. That's actually very impressive. That's in the Premier League, of course. This is Premier League stats. Nelson in his 3 games has rated very highly. He has been good. Aubameyang in 16 games with an average rating of 7.6. I mean, in general, even though we've had a few games this season where I've been terrible, we've still done very well with a lot of our players. So, unfortunately, like I said, I do have to go. I've got 10 minutes to get ready and get out of the house. So, I'm really sorry. I should be a better YouTuber. I should be prepared for this. I'm just trying to get ahead of the videos lately. Red Dead's coming out. I want to play all weekend. So, I'm trying to get some videos done ahead of time and I've got to go out. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry there was no gameplay. In the next episode, I'll make it up to you. We'll try and finish the entire window in the next episode, which we should be able to do. Some interesting games coming up. But as of right now, we can actually do well in the next episode and maybe overtake Spurs and maybe even Everton and Liverpool. We'll see. But thank you for watching. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe. Turn on notifications as well, guys. And I will see you next time.